Are you ready to have a go with mathematics? Welcome! I'm Puyi, your Year 5 Mathematics tutor from iTTV. Well, boys and girls, did you have fun with mixed operations in the last lesson? Well, in this lesson, we will be solving problems with mixed operations. So get ready and remember all the things that we have learned in the last lesson. Okay, now, in the previous lesson, I gave you some questions to try out, didn't I? Have you finished all of them? You have? Now let's check the answer together. Question number 1. 7,000 divided by 20 times 16. Okay, now this is a mixed operation question. We have division and multiply. And we know that both of them are related. So we can just go ahead and solve the problem from left to right. So you have the workings over there. At the side, you can check the answer. You should have 5,600. If your answer is different, check the working with what you see on the screen. Where did you go wrong? You've checked the answer already? Got the right steps? Good. Now let's move on to the second question. 5,381 plus t minus 209 equals 8,123. What is the value of t? Okay, now we see that this question has two operations, plus and minus. But both of them are related, right? So we can just go ahead and solve it. But there is a missing number for t. Okay, so we can do it this way. We know that subtraction is the inverse of addition. So we can put t on one side, and on the other side we have 8,123. We move the numbers from left to right on the other side. So it will be 8,123 minus 5,381, because that's the inverse, yeah? Now, if you do not see any operation in front of the number, it means it's a plus. When you move it to the other side, it becomes a minus. So we have minus 5,381. Now for 209, there is a minus sign. When you move it to the other side, it becomes a plus. So then you have t equals to 8,123 minus 5,381 plus 209. That should give you the answer as 2,951. Now because this is the number for t, to check the answer, just replace the number into the equation. And you should be able to get the same number on the other side, which is 8,123. Okay? Now, the third question that I gave you. We found the answer. Now this diagram shows a number line. Find y plus 20. Okay, do you still remember the method to find the intervals? So your working should be something like this. Now, the interval between 151 and 161 is, just find out the difference. Take 161 minus 151. That will give you 10. Now, we know the distance between one interval is 10. Now, y is 8 intervals away from 151. So, y is 151 plus 8 intervals, right? So it's 8 times 10. So that should give you the answer for y as 231. But wait, that's not the answer because the question wants us to find y plus 20. So you take 231 plus 20. That gives you the final answer as 251. So have you gotten all the answers down? Did you get them correct? Okay, boys and girls, now let's move on to the lesson for today. Alright, everybody, for today we will be doing problem solving with mixed operations. Now, in the previous lessons, we have learned how to solve questions with mixed operations. Now we have them in word problem format. Now, let's take a look at the first question. Miss Wong buys 260 dozens of pencils and repacks them into bundles of 10. How many bundles of pencils are there? Okay, now we have Miss Wong and a lot of pencils. Right, now let's try to understand the question first. Miss Wong buys how many pencils? 260. Is that all? No, it's 260 dozens. And she repacks them into bundles of 10. Bundles of 10. So, if you can imagine, she has lots and lots of pencils, yeah? 260 dozens of them. And now she wants to repack them into bundles of 10. Like she will count in tens and she will tie them up, count them in 10 and tie them up. Now we want to know how many bundles are there. So what operation should we use? There are two operations involved over here. Let's see if we can get them right. Now, 260 dozens. How many pencils are there in 1 dozen? Yes, 1 dozen means 12. 260 dozen, that would be 260 times 12. And she packs them into bundles of 10. That means she will group them in tens. So, divided by 10. Okay, now let's check. We have multiply and times. They are related. So we can just go ahead and solve it from left to right. Remember, we can also write it in the fraction form and it will look like this. Divided by 10. Now, with the same pair for multiply and divide, we can cancel off top and bottom, yeah? There's a 0 here and a 0 at the top. Cancel. Now, we have 26 times 12. Let's try to work out over here. 26 multiplied by 12. 6 and 2? 1. That gives us 5. Now we multiply the tens, yeah? So we put 0 here. 1 times 6, 6. 1 plus 2, 2. So what do we do over here? We plus. Okay, 2, 1, 3. So that gives us the answer, 312 bundles. Okay, now Miss Wong, after she has packed them into bundles of 10, she now has 312 bundles of pencils. Okay, it's not that hard to understand word problems, right? Let's try the second one. There are 621,821 copies of reference books in a bookstore. In the first week, 15,093 copies are sold. The bookstore owner adds 6,290 copies into his stock. Calculate the number of reference books in the bookstore now. Whoa, a lot of numbers there. Okay, let me just illustrate to you using this stack of reference books. So, imagine this whole stack of books represent the original total that the bookstore has, 621,821. But in the first week, 15,093 copies are sold. Let's say we just take away this, yeah? And the bookstore owner buys more books to replenish, okay? He bought 6,290 books, so we add on some more. So can you see the operation involved here? We have the original, we minus, and we add, okay? So originally in the bookstore, we have 621,821 books. How many books were sold? We minus them off, okay? 15,093. Then the bookstore owner buys more books to replace them back. So we plus. Yeah? Add 6,290 copies. So what is the final number? Now, let's take a look at the operations here. What do we have? Minus and plus. Are they related? Yes. So if they are related, we should ding ding go. Okay, just solve them from left to right. Now, let's do it in vertical form. 621821 minus 15,000. Okay, do we write the one here or do we write the one here? 10,000s, yeah? So it's here. Be careful to write them at the correct place. 15,093. Now, we're ready to minus. 11 minus 3? 8. That's not enough. 11 minus 9? 2. 7. Not enough. What do we have? 6, 0, and 6. Now, plus 6,290 plus 6290. Remember, whenever we write a number into the vertical form, we must make sure that they are in the right places, yeah? Now, if you're there at home watching this, I want you to count with me, alright? Now, 8 plus 0? 8. 2 plus 9? 11. 1 over here. 7 plus 2 plus 1? 10. 0 and 1. 6 plus 6? Come on, doubles! 12 plus 1? 13. 1 over here, 1. And then we have 6. So, this is our final number, our final answer. At the end of all this selling and buying books, now the owner has 613,018 books in his bookstore. Okay, right. Pretty simple, right? You just have to read the question carefully and think of the operations to use. Now, third question for you. Let's read it together. Ali and his brother collected 315 and 245 pieces of stamps respectively. Raj has 50 pieces more than the two brothers' average. How many stamps has Raj collected? Okay, now let's try to understand the question. Okay, I will show you on the board as I explain to you. Now, can you tell me how many pieces of stamps has Ali collected? Ali, only Ali. 315. How about his brother? I just put their brother, okay, because we don't know his brother's name. How about the brother? 245. Now, the question says there is another friend, and his name is Raj. Raj has 50 pieces more. 50 pieces more than the two brothers' average. More than the average, okay, of the two brothers. Now, what is the meaning of average? Okay, average is when we take the total divided by the number of groups. So in this case, if we are talking about the average of the two brothers' stamp collection, let me just put it here. The average would be, we take the total of stamps collected by Ali and his brother. 315 plus total, yeah? It's always plus. 245. Divided by the number of groups. How many groups here? One group, two groups. So divided by 2. Now, let's try to work out over here. 315 plus 245. 5 plus 5? 10. 1 plus 1 plus 4? 6. 3 plus 2? 5. Now we fill in over here. 560 divided by 2. Okay, let's continue. 560 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2. 2 with 1 remainder, right? So we minus 4, 1. Bring down 6. 16 divided by 2? 8. 8 times 2, 16. So we minus 16. Okay, 0. Should we just leave it there? No. Okay, if this number cannot be divided, we will put a 0 at the top. Yeah? So over here we have 280. Now we know that the two brothers' average is 280. The question tells us that Raj has 50 pieces more than the average. So for Raj's stamp, okay, Raj, okay, I'll make a square over here. Now, Raj, his stamp collection is 50 pieces more than. What is the operation here for more than? Plus. Okay, 50 plus the average, which is 280. Now, let's try 280 plus 50. What do we have? 0. 8 plus 5? 13. There you go. Raj's stamp collection. 330 pieces of stamps. Do you think that was difficult? It was pretty challenging. But as long as you remember your steps and the operations that are related, it is possible to solve them. One more question. Let's take a look. Question number 4. The sum of 4 numbers is 65,210. 3 of the numbers are 14,621. The second one is 3 times 420. And the third one is 14,550 divided by 5. What is the fourth number? Okay, a lot of numbers over here. Do you still remember the biscuit picture that we used to solve a question with a missing number? We've used that before in the previous lesson. The big biscuit with some pieces chewed off. Okay, we can use that for this one. Okay, let's imagine there is a big biscuit. And for this biscuit, the whole number is 65210, right? Now, it has 4 pieces. One piece over here is 14621. The other one is 3 times 420. The third one is 14550 divided by 5. Let's call this P. The question wants us to find the missing number, the fourth number that makes up the whole biscuit, which is 65,210. So, if we write it out, it would look like this. The whole number, the whole biscuit, okay, 65,210 equals the first number, 14621 plus bracket 3 times 420 plus the third number given to us, 14550 divided by 5 plus P. Okay? Now, do you still remember when we used the big biscuit to find out the missing piece? What did we do? We take the whole number and minus off the other 3 pieces so that we have the missing piece. Okay? So, P would actually be the whole number minus off each of these parts. 65210 minus 14621 minus bracket 3 times 420 minus 14550 divided by 5. Okay, now, as you can see, there are a lot of operations involved here. There's divide, minus, multiply. So, remember, when you have mixed operations like this, what do? Stop and think of BODMAS. Remember? BODMAS. Now, what should you do first? Brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So we start with those in the brackets. Now, let's try to do this first. 420 times 3. Now, count with me. 0 times 3, 0. So 2 times 3, 6. 4 times 3, 12. So, the answer for this bracket is 1260. How about for this bracket? 14,550 divided by 5. Okay, 1, can it be divided by 5? No. So, we'll put just imagine there's a 0 over here, okay? Now, how about 14? Can 14 be divided by 5? Yes. The smallest one, in fact, is 2. 2 times 5, which is 10. That gives us 4 remainder. Bring down the 5. 45 divided by 5. Come on. 9. Yes. So, minus 45 here. 0. Bring down. 5 divided by 5. Simple one. Minus 5. Nothing. Okay, 0 cannot be divided by 5. So we put a 0 over here. So now, we know that 14,550 divided by 5 is 2910. Let's go back to the question over here. P equals to 65,210. Let me write it here. P equals to 65,210 minus 14621 minus, what is this? The answer for this bracket is 1260. 1260. Minus, what is the answer for here? 2910. Minus 2910. Okay, now, what operations do we have here? Can you tell me? Minus, minus, and minus. Well, it's just minus. So you can proceed to solve it from left to right. Look at the screen over here. So when you minus off every of the numbers from 65,210, you should get 46,419. That is the fourth number, which is, we've called it as P. That's the missing number. So, the missing number is actually 46,419. That's the answer! Wow, kids, I think you guys are doing great. We have done so many questions with mixed operations today. Now let's chill and relax with Brain Teasers! Okay, boys and girls, are your eyes tired? Okay, I want you to look carefully at this picture. Now, do you see a lady? Can you guess how old is this lady? How old is she, you think? Do you think she's maybe 17, 27, 47, or 77? Okay, now, how many of you think that she is a young lady? Raise up your hand. Young lady. Very good. Now put down. How many of you think that she is an old lady? How many? Old lady. Okay, right. Well, boys and girls, all of you are correct. In this picture, in the same picture, there is hidden a young lady and an old lady. This picture is a famous example of optical illusions. Optical illusions are when what our eyes see is slightly different than the reality. Sometimes our eyes plays trick on us. Okay, so in mathematics, you have to read the questions carefully. Now, look at this picture. For those of you who have seen an old lady, here is where the young lady is. Now, this is the young lady's hair, and this is her nose. This is her eyelash. She's turning sideways. And this is her jaw. This is her clothes, and this is her necklace. This is the head covering that she's wearing, yeah, her headgear. For those of you who have seen a young lady, here is where the old lady is. Now, the old lady, this is her hair. This is her nose. She has a long pointed nose. And this is her lip. Can you imagine? And this is her head covering. And this is her clothes. Okay. Isn't that fun? Optical illusions. We have to look carefully. Now, before we say bye-bye for today, boys and girls, I have some questions for you to try. Have you got your pens and paper ready? Now, copy down question number 1. Which of the following has the greatest value? A. 993 times 4 plus 1092. B. 52,100 plus 1,673 minus 2,468. Or C. 100,005 divided by 25 times 10. Got the numbers already? Question number 2. 1,260 students from SRK Taman Semai donate 10 ringgit each for the poor families in their community. What good students they are, right? The total collection is distributed to 50 families. How much does each family receive? And now, let's go to the third question. This problem is about a sofa set. A sofa set costs 15,850 ringgit. After a discount, the price is 585 ringgit cheaper. Stella Hotel wants to purchase 3 units of the sofa set. How much does the hotel have to pay? Okay, have you gotten down the questions? Good job, everybody! Well, boys and girls, that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to tune in the next lesson because we are going to do revision on all that we have learned about whole numbers. I will reveal the answers to the homework questions in the next lesson. So right now, everybody, go and do your homework! I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!